And let's move along. So the first is the yama. What are the yamas? Ahimsa, my friends, the first one, non-violence in words, in deeds, in body, mind, at all levels. Compassion for animals, are beautiful creatures on the planet. Anybody who has any kind of sattvic resources, any kind of sattvic ability to see commonality, that's a symptom of sattva, to see commonality. Rajas sees difference. And tamas sees only tribalism, doesn't even see difference, just see me, my little tribe, my neighborhood, my little tiny bubble of experience. But sattva sees commonality. Then we have to cultivate sattva, and that has to be extended to other creatures. So ahimsa obviously means vegetarianism, but it means on all levels. Also not to be cruel with words. I have a slight tendency to be sarcastic, and it's a really deep-rooted samskara. I remember now one of my first memories is kind of teasing my sister. It must be from some past life. It's very hard to shake off, but that's himsa. That's violence. So it could be in words, could be in deeds, could be even thinking. So if you think negative thoughts, it kind of comes out. So ahimsa is the first thing. If you're going to even pretend to be a yogi, non-violence, we have to be really cultivating that. If you're not vegetarians, my friends, come on. By now, the Indian arguments are compassion. It's compassion. And the Jains, they've taken it further than anybody in literary history. The Jains just say, just look at the animals. Don't they suffer just as you suffer? Aren't they happy just like when you're happy? You have a pet? You have pets? Would you be able to cut its throat and look it in the eye? You have pet. Where's the disconnect? We have pets and we lavish. They're family members. They sleep with us. They eat when we eat. They have the best chair in the living room. How we know that they're living, loving creatures? Where's the disconnect? We lavish the love on our pets, and we sit down and have a breakfast and dinner. That's mad. That's insane. That's incoherent. So the Indian arguments then and the Jains are just magnificent in this regard. They're the ones that they will even sweep the road. I mean, the sort of monastic Jains, the Shvetambaras, they don't want to step on an ant. You could say, what's the big deal? There's an ant, not, I don't mean to, but maybe I step on a few ants. Well, from their point of view, it's like just driving on the sidewalk and killing a few people because the traffic's the jam. So I don't mean to, but let me just kill a few people, drive on the sidewalk, and then I can just avoid the traffic jam. What's the big deal? There's millions of people. If you did that, what would happen? You'd be in jail the rest of your life. And that's how the Jain thinks about the ants. What's the difference? It's the body difference. So non-violence, my friends, if you're listening to these lectures and you're looking for a place to, you're tapas, become a vegetarian. I'm sure most of you are, but if you're not, it's easy. It's like 10% of Britland is a vegetarian already. My dad became a vegetarian. He's a Brit. Tweed jacket, whole thing, Second World War, like bangers and mash, corned beef, his whole life, and he became a vegetarian. And once he became a vegetarian, he couldn't believe it. He told me once, he said, because I was a bit of a fanatic. When I came back from India, I said that he hadn't seen me for 6 years. I said, Dad, I'm not stepping foot in the house if there's corpses in the fridge, right? That was a bit embarrassing. So, right. And so he thought, he was a good, really good dad. And he said to my sister, he was posted in Rome, and he said, okay, let's practice. He went to see me for 6 years. Let's practice. We'll get this practice for a week before he comes, and we'll get rid of all the meat, and we'll practice our vegetarian dishes. So he was, he was a dad. So they did this. And then he told me one time that he walked down the old Rome with the butcher shops, and he walked down the street. And previously he would be, we'd see ham and various kinds of meat, salame and prosciutto. He said, all of a sudden, he walked down that same street, walked down so many times, and he saw corpses. Where before he'd seen delicacies and this kind of salami and, you know, all this sort of meat and prosciutto, he saw corpses hanging, dead, slaughtered bodies. This is a Brit, never read a yoga text in his life. And he never touched meat again.